We meet the Apostle Peter as a public figure in the New Testament. But what would he have written if he'd kept a personal journal, a record of his own life-changing encounters with Jesus Christ?
The only things on my mind yesterday were our two leaking boats and the fact that every fish in Lake Galilee had disappeared. Sardines, mushed, binny. Where do they go? I was mixing tar for the leaks when Andrew ran up to me. He grabbed my arm and insisted on dragging me to see this prophet, Yeshua, Jesus. He was down at the Jordan River where crazy John the Baptist was preaching. "Simon!" Andrew shouted. He shouts everything. We found him, the Messiah, the one who takes away the sins of the world. Don't need another prophet, I told him, unless he can find me the fish. I lied. I do need more than fish. For as long as I can remember, I've wanted to be closer to God. But God is holy and sin creates this barrier between us. That's why we're separated from his presence. In the temple there's a great veil that can never be removed. But how can this Jesus... When we gave our offerings to the priest at the temple last month, my son Rule said to me, "Dad, why can't we give our offerings to God ourselves? I want to meet him." "Because of sin," I answered. "Because of the veil." But my son's words thundered in my heart. I want to meet him too, Ral. At synagogue last Shabbat, it was my turn to read from the scrolls. James and John sat with me, and John had that strange, knowing smile of his. I read from Isaiah about Father Abraham, and then Rabbi quoted from the teaching saying that Abraham was a friend of God. I was so jealous. Yet Abraham was a sinful man like me. How could he also be a friend of God? Because, Rabbi went on, he had faith in the one that was to come, the one who takes away the sins of the world. I want that kind of faith, but I've sinned too many times. The Torah tells me that, and I know it in my heart. I wish I could gut my heart like a fish and just carve out the sin and throw it to the dogs. If I could, but I can't. I can't make myself clean. Can anybody? Can this Jesus make me clean? Is he the one who takes away the sins of the world? When I'm near him, I somehow feel closer to God, as if Jesus' words are God's words. But how can that be? And how can anyone take away the sins of the world? We're going to see him again tomorrow, Andrew and me. I tell you, if Jesus can tear that veil, I'll shout louder than Andrew.